Hey, hi all, welcome back to BRR Knowledge Center. In this section, we'll talk about virtual machines and virtual networks. So, what is a virtual network and what is a virtual machine in Azure? Okay, so if you wanted to create a virtual machine, you need to create a virtual network where it is a network to access virtual machines from the Azure or any cloud. When you set up a virtual network, you specify the topology, including the available address space and subnets. Select address ranges that don't overlap with the virtual network is connected to the other virtual networks or on-premises networks. So when you create a virtual network, you must look at other no dependencies where the specified IP address and other port numbers are having it, and should look at should not overlap if any of the network is configured connected with the same virtual IP addresses. So the IP addresses are private and can't be accessed from the internet. Azure treats any address range as part of the private virtual network IP address space. So the address range is only reachable within the virtual network, within the interconnected virtual networks. Okay. So if you look at the diagram here, this is what the virtual network. You can create virtual network before you create a virtual machine, or you create a virtual network as you create a virtual machine. Two ways. Okay. So you create the resources to support communication with a virtual machine. Hence, we require all this stuff. We should have business tier subnets and internal load balancer stuff and web tier subnets and public load balancers stuff. This is the TCP port 80, which is on top of all these subnets, virtual network subnets or VNets or subnets, and these are the VMs. If you are tie up with 443 of as a secure connections, and if you are tie up with web tier subnet, you can go with an 80 port number. So these are all kind of resources which we need to create as part of virtual machine, and it includes all kind of network interfaces and IP addresses and subnets of virtual network. Additionally, consider these are optional resources. Okay, like network security groups and load balancers. So, if you work with an organization in which someone else is responsible for the internal networks, talk to the person before selecting your address space. Ensure there is no overlap in the address space. Communicate to them the space you want to use so they don't try to use the same range of IP address. Okay. So in this diagram, virtual machines are represented as a web servers and application servers. Okay. So, and each set of virtual machine is assigned to a separate subnet in the virtual network. Okay. And coming to the virtual machines, when you create a virtual machine, you create a virtual network or use an existing one. Decide how your virtual machines are intended to be accessed on the virtual network. It's important to plan before creating a resources and make sure you understand the limits of a networking resources. Okay, so let me tell you so there are a couple of ways to create a virtual networks and virtual machines on cloud. One thing was directly go to the portal and just create virtual machines before we need to create a virtual network and resource group, and then you specify the public IP address and port numbers, and then it is going to create a virtual machine. And same thing we can do through PowerShell or cloud, Bash. I'll tell you all this stuff in the next coming videos. And this video only about explaining of differences, virtual networks and virtual machines in Azure. So one thing I'll tell you, virtual networks are the prerequisites to create a virtual machine. Make sure that virtual machine has to, no, virtual machine needs to be created via virtual network, and virtual network has to be created before creating a virtual machine. Okay. Thanks for watching this video and thanks for listening to this video, and please subscribe this channel for more videos. Thank you.